Welcome back to the motor house. Time to get back to working on the 7. I did have to take a break to get some of the other cars, the other Lotus cars, done. And of course just yard work to get ready for lots of things as springtime hits. But the other cars need to get the work done on them so they can get out on the road and car shows hopefully. So on to the 7 here. I've been trying to figure out how I was going to build the pattern buck, and it was perplexing me a bit. I said, well, I need my laser, and I had to find a laser. I put it away and didn't remember where I put it, so found a laser. Establishing something that is straight to work off of. Well, this back bulkhead here, let's see if we can do it this way, that line across is probably the straightest reference point that I can use. So I think it's pretty good in that respect. So I used that, and I took the laser, and I used that as a guide for straight, and then carried that line with the laser all the way down here, marked it, put masking tape on, and then did a line. And then that carried over. I'll get back to the other side in a moment. So that carried over, same to here. So I built this platform that you'll see. It's sits nicely snug in there, and the metal edge is a good straight edge up against the straight back of the I guess top of the tower. We'll call it the tower. And so off of that, I then took given measurements, put another straight edge up, clamped it in place, and then made subsequent marks across to get layout lines. And I take those layout lines with the laser, which when the light's on you can't see the laser, so I then line those, like I lined this edge up, and then put the laser marker all the way down. Same thing with the second one. Once I mark it out in pencil, I then take masking tape both sides and then put a nice marker line. Unfortunately, with a laser level, it's not able to get all the way onto the other side and down. So that's why I have all these reference marks. If I line everything up on them, and then when I flip everything around, put the laser on the other side, I can then line it all back up on the same marks and mark the other side for the layout. That is how I'm laying the pattern out to make the buck, the pattern buck. And I think, I'm just saying this is think because I haven't 100% put this into play yet. But if I use these marks and put straight edges out here and line them up, then I should be able to hit this part of it. Of course, as it curves down, it gets harder and harder. I guess the lasers might want to tend to bounce a little off of it. We'll have to see how it goes up in the front here. I did do a experiment doing a horizontal laser. I'll put that in here right after this to show things that I'm thinking, options, because I'm still working through this. I've never done this before, so it is a work in progress. But if I get a layout, then I can start making patterns from the layout, and then I basically make this side, flip it around, it becomes the other side. So that's the update on the 7. And update on the Elite will follow right after this on the same episode. And I might have forgot to mention about this strap here. What I did discover is that these were done off of molds, the fiberglass body. So are the molds perfect? Who can tell me if they're really perfect or not? Who knows when it was made, if there are options. But okay, from the front edge back here to this edge, there was a 1/4 of an inch difference between left and right side. So this side, the right side here, being the one with the most trouble, and I know that this should go forward some in order to meet up in the front. That's why I put the strap to kind of pull this side forward, and it did. It pulled it 1/8 of an inch forward, so I'm 1/8 of an inch difference now between the left and the right back here in the boot, between the edges here, which for fiberglass, that's not bad for its age and how it's made in the mold. I can work with that better, especially now that I can that this is pulled forward and the lines are based upon the front, so all it's doing is really stabilizing this. But another thing that I'm trying to work through is, if you see this line here, you can see the bulge in it. It bulges to the right. It's curved, but if we go to this side and I get around things, you will see it's a lot straighter. It doesn't have as much of a bulge or curve there. So I'm thinking that, granted, when this side was repaired, maybe it's pulled out a little bit and it could go back in. Let the body guy, we'll work that out with him. But I'm going to lay the patterns out and go from there. Now, I was hoping, we always hope, that all of the fasteners for the top were symmetrically laid out between the left and the right, and maybe I could have gone off of them. No, they're not. They're not symmetrical, not even close. So I couldn't go off of them. So there's really no rhyme or reason to why, one side's a little further apart than on the opposite side. So if anybody was kind of saying, well, you could use them, no, they don't match up. Measuring between them point to point. So, okay, moving on. Just an example of the laser. You'll see it go right through the catch of the door and puts it across. I'm in the way. So the laser gives a nice level line across. Just an idea of how it works. And it does line up on the other side. Another example of the same point, the catch. The laser's going straight down through, and with the curve, you can see that that is the line on the laser, if you can pick it up. Let's see if I can do it. You can see the line. That is the laser. It's much easier to see it, but that is what we would say would be the straight on line. If you were making a buck, that would be one of the places. So just how the laser helps to lay things out. An update on the Elite. I thought it was done. I thought I was all done. But I don't know whether it was my misreading of the problem. So, do we call it an oops? Do we call it it happened also? Or, I don't know. Well, let's get to it. After fixing the brakes and such, 2 days after I was done, I have a drop back. And it's a thicker oil. So yes, it is the differential seal. So that is a differential seal that is leaking. Was that the leak and I thought it was the brakes? That could be my fault. If I did it and I didn't need to do the brakes and I had it all apart, and I should have checked that. But I considered that what I saw was brakes, because that's normally what it is, and I might have misread it. But parts are on the way to change out the seal on the differential to get this all done. So that's the update on the Elite. I've got to take the diff back down. I've considered doing it in place Somebody did, I asked the question, someone said they did it in place 20 years ago, but I'm thinking maybe it's best just lower the diff down, get it done, and then put it back together. So that's the update on the Elite. Want to get that done so it's ready to go to shows. So parts arrive, I'll do something I've never done before, which is change out a seal on the diff. And of course, it's another video. Okay, that's the update from the motor house.